doing? I hope you're having a good day, and if not, I hope I can make it a little better. So today I wanted to share with you some hidden places that you can visit in the beautiful Scottish town of Falkirk. A lot of visitors will be aware of the beautiful monuments on the outskirts of Falkirk, such as these amazing kelpie statues and the Falkirk wheel, which isn't really a wheel, but a way of moving canal boats from the top of the hill down to the bottom. It's an amazing sight to see, and I really recommend you have a look if you're around town. But that's the point. There's a whole town that tourists tend to not visit, so I wanted to show you 5 exciting places that you can find on the Falkirk High Street. Place number 1 is the Kitty Cafe, a non-for-profit cat cafe. Non-for-profit means that all the money that the cafe makes gets spent straight back onto the cats, as it's a charity cafe and all the cats have been rehomed from dire situations. This handsome boy is Jaffa. He absolutely loves milk, which he shouldn't have. So if you order a milky drink, a helper will be around to distract him whilst you put the milk in your tea or coffee. I say helper because everybody at the cat cafe is there voluntarily. Nobody is employed. Once again, emphasizing the fact that it's a non-for-profit cafe. They currently have 16 resident cats and one that works from home because she just wasn't quite a fit for their cafe. But if she wasn't being cared for by the cafe, she'd have nowhere to go. It costs £9 per person for an hour-long visit. And unlike the Canterbury Tales Cafe, food really isn't an emphasis in this cafe. Like the drinks and teas are very basic. I think they offer like biscuits in packets and things. It's not really about the food, it's about spending time with the cats. And it was really lovely to play with the fur babies. When entering this cafe, you have to leave your shoes and bags in a special area at the front of the cafe, but don't worry, everything is locked up, safe and tied, so you don't have to worry about anybody nicking off with your stuff whilst you're playing with the cats. They also provide feet covering if you don't have socks. However, I would recommend socks, as apparently some of the cats don't like the feet covering. Now I'll leave you with some more footage of the lovely cats of the Kitty Cafe, and I'll see you later for place to visit number 2. Oh, a little bonus nod to their toilet, which is adorably cat-themed and has free sanitary supplies should you need them. Something I think all public toilets should provide. Next up is a little piece of history found in a very bizarre place, the Howgate Shopping Centre. The shopping centre itself isn't anything particularly special. However, if you make your way to the 3rd floor, you will find these amazing stained glass windows. These are the Banterskin stained glass windows, rescued from Banterskin House when it went into disrepair. They feature Lord George Murray, Bonapinch Charlie, and Lord John Drummond, 3 important members of Scotland's Jacobite history. It was such a bizarre thing to find in an otherwise slightly crumbly town shopping centre. It felt like an Easter egg for exploring, so I definitely recommend that you go exploring too. The next place I recommend visiting is the Lonely Broomstick, a magic and wizard shop on the high street. To begin with, I was a little bit dubious about visiting, as I knew it would have a lot of Harry Potter products, and I'm not a fan of Harry Potter because I'm definitely not a fan of the views of its creator, and I really didn't want to put money into anything that supports her. However, I'm really glad that I gave the shop a chance, as yes, it does have Harry Potter products. I'm afraid any sort of magical themed shop in the UK does have Harry Potter products. It's catered towards tourists, you've got to make that coin. However, it is also a big supporter of independent, small, local creatives. So if, like me, you're not a fan, but you are willing to put your Harry Potter blinders on, I really recommend visiting the Lonely Broomstick, as it was an amazing experience. I loved looking at all the independent craft. I might have bought something. I'll show you in my haul at the end what I bought. I'll give you a hint, you'll never see it coming. But it also was great to explore items related to Scotland's folklore history. I feel like we should be celebrating our local history more in these sort of shops, because where else can we? Along with objects that you can buy, you can also adopt Scottish ghosts, find the right magic wand for you in a magic wand choosing ceremony, and also attend a potions lesson. And I'll let you know now, the potions created from those potion lessons looked delicious. Next time I go, I am definitely going to have a try at making a potion myself. Next place to visit on our tour of Falkirk is Whimsical Alley, the sister shop to the Lonely Broomstick. Whereas the Lonely Broomstick is very Harry Potter and wizard coded, Whimsical Alley is much more about witchcraft, paganism, nature, crystal, fairies, that sort of thing. So if you really don't like the idea of going into a Harry Potter themed shop, Whimsical Alley is much more for you. And I have to say, if you are into witchcraft or paganism, it seems like a really great resource, as they had lots of candles and crystals and herbs and just like general things that you can put on your altar and do your craft and spells with. And our final stop on our tour of Falkirk High Street is the Seagull Trust Cruises Bookshop, a charity second-hand bookshop and cafe. It is absolutely beautiful inside, it's clean, it's impeccable. It felt like an actual independent bookshop rather than a second-hand charity shop. And the thing that really drew me in and made me fall in love with their shop is their blind dates with a book concept. They're not the only people that offer this, but I've noticed that it's much more prevalent in Scottish independent bookshops. It seems like such an amazing idea. Look at what you get. You get this mystery book, you get bookmarks, tea, stationery. Look at this deluxe one. Wouldn't this be an amazing gift for the bookish person in your life? And look at this witch one. I mean, this looks amazing. How could I not buy one? So let's look at my haul and see what I got. Okay, so let's go over my Falkirk haul. And first things first, I've got the Book of Beasties, a Scottish bestiary of old, which I got at the Falkirk Kelpies. That's the horses that I showed you at the very beginning. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It cost £10, which frankly, for such a lovely book, feels like a steal. If we look inside, it's in the style of an explorer's notebook. And it's got the most beautiful illustrations of folklore creatures that you can find throughout Scotland. So I'll just do a quick flip through. Really pretty stuff with information on the creatures. It feels like the kind of book that you'd give to a child and they'd either absolutely love it or it would be the source of all their nightmares for the rest of their life. But like, I'm really into folklore, like British and Japanese in particular. But like, if your country's got a big folklore history, I would love to learn about it. I love folklore. So when I saw this book, I had to get it. I can't wait to read it and learn about all the folklore creatures that are unique to Scotland. There we go. And now let's get into the pieces that I got on Falkirk High Street. So first up, here are the items that I got in the Lonely Broomstick and Whimsical Alley. And we'll go with Lonely Broomstick first. Rattle. And I gave you a clue that you'll never see it coming. So maybe put your comments in the comment section below what you think it's going to be. I definitely think you won't see it coming because it's an eye brooch. Isn't it delightful and horrifying all at the same time? I saw it in the cabinet and I knew I had to get it. And then when I got up close to it, I realised it wasn't just any eye brooch. It's actually a fake eye, a false eye. You know, the kind of eyes that people wear if for whatever reason they're missing one. I have no idea if this one has been worn or not, but like, I knew I had to get it. And here's this little pin back on the back. I loved it. And I think we can agree this is very not Harry Potter, just to prove that you can get some really cool stuff in that shop that is not Harry Potter coded. I love it. I can't wait to wear it. And next, let's look at what I got from Whimsical Alley, which is the witchcraft and Wiccan and pagan shop. And it is, and it is this lovely candle. I really did love the choices of candles that you could get there, and I do think if you work an altar, the candles would be perfect. This is a yellow candle specifically for prosperity. I was looking at them with my boyfriend and I was like, what do I get? Do I get prosperity or do I get material gain? And he was like, prosperity. And like, I know he's right, we shouldn't lust after material things, but I did also remind him that I want a Tiffany's engagement ring, so you know. But anyway, I really love it because it's not just a yellow candle. It's also got herbs and crystals embedded into it to add to your workings if you are somebody who does do witchcraft, or it'll just smell nice and look extra nice if you just want a pretty candle. I'm Catholic, so I don't particularly believe in this sort of thing. However, I may or may not have a honey jar, and now that I no longer need a rose candle for love, I figured I might as well get a prosperity candle so that my next online comic will do really well, or maybe this YouTube channel will do really well. Cross our fingers. And now let's look at the thing I have been most excited about, my blind date with a book. And here we have it, and you know what? It has taken all my willpower to not open it already, but I wanted to save it for you. Isn't it so beautifully decorated? It's just gorgeous. It says on the front here that it's LGBTQ, Women Loves Women, which I'm perfectly happy with. I am pansexual, and I much prefer women love women romances to man love man romances, just because I tend to find man love man romances are written by straight women. It kind of feels like it's feeding into a fetish or a stereotype, and I really want to hear from actual gay men if I do read a gay romance. But with Woman Loves Woman, I feel like there's a greater chance that it is actually going to be written by someone who's actually experienced lesbian or pan or bi relationships. And on the back, it has the blurb to help you guess what it's going to be about, so you can determine whether you want to read it or not. So it says genre is LGBTQ romantic, comedy, woman loves woman. Adventurous spirit seeks open-minded companion for a whirlwind of unexpected connections and boundary-pushing escapades. Must appreciate witty banter, late-night confessions, and the thrill of uncharted territories. And quite honestly, I would have read this even if I was like totally straight, because that sounds like an amazing story, whoever's in it. But anyway, let's open it and find out. Seems a shame to undo it, really. I feel like, no. It's been so beautifully presented. Oh, and by the way, if you like any of these items, I will link the various places I got them from in the description box below. And let's see what comes in my book date. Yeah, I'm putting off opening it for as long as possible. We have a pen. I think it's a highlighter pen. Look. There you go, a pink highlighter. I guess so you can highlight the book if you like any of the paragraphs, but I don't like to draw in my books, so that won't be happening. Tell me, are you somebody who writes in your books or draws in your books? I've got some really cool stickers. They look really cool. Oh, and there's a pride one as well, which is great. What have we got here? We've got a tea bag. That was something that really appealed to me. The fact that I can have a cup of tea whilst reading my book. And it's Twinings. Not a bad brand. You totally rock. Is this the bookmark? I think this is the bookmark. Second bookmark. Oh, isn't that a lovely bookmark? That's great. So I've got 2 bookmarks. Oh, and this one includes the... I like that they do this now, that shops, independent shops, have bookmarks to go with their books. It says everything you need to know about if you want to find it or who it supports. So that's a really great idea. I love that. I think this is adorable. Ooh. A library reading list. It's kind of like in the style of a library card, like when you used to check books out with a stamp and everything. Do you remember that? Am I old? Do they still do that? They don't really do that in my library anymore, but I can remember as a little person like having your name written in, having the date to return it and everything. So I think this is really cool that you can review your books on this reading list. And also, I guess, again, use that as a bookmark. We've got some sticky notes so you can mark pages. I think that's a great idea. And here we go. I finally have to open it. I can't put it off any longer. Oh man, I feel so bad doing this. It's been wrapped so nicely. I just want to look at it forever, you know? Oh well, here's some opening a present ASMR if you're into that. Oh. 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 And here it is. Here's the book. Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Wilsoner, who I've not heard of, so I'm really excited. I love finding new authors. The good news, she likes someone. The bad news, it's her... Oh my god, it's her best friend's mom? Okay, didn't see that coming. Okay, unexpected. Okay, and it says it's a vibrant, intoxicating romance. That's from Ashley Herring-Blake. And it says on the back, when college senior Casey spends her Friday evening at an off-campus bar, she isn't looking for a hookup. It just happens. Buying a drink for a stranger turns into what should be an uncomplicated, amazing one-night stand. But the next morning rolls around and her best friend drags her along to meet her mom, who turns out to be the hot older woman Casey just slept with. Blimey. Erin was meant to spend the weekend getting closer to her daughter, not hooking up. But what should have been a one-time fling quickly proves impossible to ignore, and soon Casey and Erin are sneaking around. Worst of all, they start to realize they might really have something real. Is being honest about the love between them worth the cost? And another quotation we've got is, "You'll fall in love with rooting for this sexy, forbidden and adorable love story," and that's by Denise Williams. I did not expect this even remotely. I was imagining it was going to be some sort of lesbian fantasy piratey thing. I don't know why I'd got that into my brain. So this is going to be very different for me. I tend to not read straight up romance because, I don't know, life's short. But let's see how we go. This is the whole point of a blind date with a book, right? You open your mind to things you wouldn't normally get. And oh, it's one of these books where it's written from the point of view of both of the main characters. That's something new to me as well. I think because I don't generally read romance books, I'm not used to the format so much. Like, if I do read a romance, it's usually a classical romance, like you know, Jane Austen or something like that, where obviously things are not written in the perspective of both people in the relationship or the prospective relationship. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Something new and exciting. Wow, thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. I'd love to know what your favourite part was. If you could leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to know which shop you'd visit, what you would have bought. If you could like, subscribe, turn on all notifications and share this video, that would be amazing. You can follow me at Enchanted Violin on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, pretty much everywhere. Links are in the description box below, as well as links to my online comics, my Patreon, and more. And I'll see you next time, where I've got some art planned. See you then. Bye!